Hey, what it do? This is your boy, KQKC, popping off on another early morning stream. And that's a video stream. That's right, the time is 7:03 a.m. here in the Chi. And that's right, we are talking about Tavern Farmer and JoJo Diaz. I haven't had a chance really to break this fight down, post breakdown. And yes, this has been a great fight for the zone. It's always some surprise in the sport of boxing. It always has been. Anything can happen in the sport of boxing. Like I told you all, when fighters find themselves on the losing end and as a champion on the losing end, sometimes they overlook an opponent. But in this case, Tavern Farmer, this is a step up fight for him. That's what it was. Now, we all have questions. We all have pitter-patters running through our brain. Had he been overhyped? Because that can happen. Had he been cherry-picked opponents? That can happen. Matter of fact, that happened mostly all the time. Then I went back. I looked at a few of his fights in the past, before the loss the other night. And I looked, and I said, yes, this is a possibility. You had older men in there with beards and way 10, 15 years older than him. Slower than him. Feet are slower than him. Less fundamental than him. What I'm getting at is that he haven't had any solid competition since he been fighting. That's why he has been undefeated for a mighty long time. Now, of course, I know you're going to say, KQ, it's a lot of fighters like that. With Floyd, he didn't fight nobody. He cherry-picked his fighters. But understand this, my brothers, my sisters, my kings, my queens. Understand this. Floyd cherry-picked towards the end of his career. As Pretty Boy Floyd, as beginning of Money Mayweather, he was a very, very tough defensive fighter. He was one of the best in the ring. Now, outside the ring, that's a different video. That's a different story. That's a different asshole story. But you must admit that Tavern Farmer has met his match. Then, I know what you're thinking also. I'm not no mind reader. But I know how the boxing mind thinks. I know how the naysayers think. Not saying that you are naysayers. But, like I said, and you might agree with me, Tavern Farmer is the Denzel of boxing. Now, let's analyze this just 1 second, all right? Then I get on into the particulars. Tevin Farmer, there was no lateral movement at all. As I stated before the fight, he's going to give you a lot of lateral movement. He should be getting in and get out before the counter comes. Floyd used to do that a lot. Earl does that a lot. But you have to be fast. Matter of fact, Gary Russell Jr. did that against the same opponent, Joseph Diaz Jr. Jojo Diaz. That's what he did. He might did a shoe shine, or 1, 2, and 3, or you do a 1, 2 and finish at the top, and he get the hell out before the counter come back. And Jojo Diaz was slow compared to a Gary Russell Jr., who arguably is the fastest hands in boxing. Talk to me, somebody. Am I on the right track here? Okay. Now, if I'm not on the right track, let's see, can we get on the right track? All right. Now, in Miami, Jojo Diaz, who was 31-1. You know where that 1 comes from. Gary Russell Jr. But won a 12-round decision over Tevin Farmer. Who? Now, he's 30-5. Now, this is what highlights this record of Tevin Farmer. 6 KOs. 6, count 'em. Jojo Diaz, 15 KOs. That's a step up for Milk. Ooh, I'm sorry, not Milk Dog. Cookie. Not Cookie Monster. Tevin Farmer. To capture the IBF Super Featherweight World Champion. I said congratulations to Jojo Diaz. He worked hard. And I'm not talking about worked hard in training camp. He worked hard mentally and physically. Yes, he had a drug problem. He had a drug problem where he found out that what's more important, his life, his family, or jail, or death. So ultimately, he came out and made the right decision. He wanted to live. He wanted to be champion. He cares about his family. So he betted on himself. Now, let's look at the scores. The scores officially were 116-112. 115-113. Then we had another 115-113. Now, Farmer was doing his best work only in the first round. Then in the second round, Jojo and Tevin Farmer clashed that opened a cut over his eye. And what makes it so bad, Diaz seemed like he was, kind of out of it in the second round, but he came out in the third round and edged that bitch. Huh? That's right. Diaz was putting his punches together. Well, in the third, fourth, and fifth. Now, when you doing that, you finding your rhythm. When you doing that, you timing his ass. When you are doing that, I seen in the chat when I called the fight Saturday, his defense was impeccable. He had Tevin Farmer missing all night long. Yes, he tried to sit down on his punches with the left hand. He tried to throw the left down that line. But Jojo Diaz had enough sense to keep that fight in the middle, cut off that ring, and stop that lateral movement. Now, what was the game plan? I don't know. Maybe the game plans were that, well, he expected me to move. Well, I'm not going to move. I'm going to stand there. Big motherfucking mistake. Once again, I tell you, my kings and queens, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it. Now, you can add to it. There's no harm in that. But you must have a plan A. You must have a plan B. And you damn sure better have a plan C. Now, after that, it's a wash. Let's just face it. It's a wash. You fight on instinct. You fight on adrenaline. Oh, I'm going to tell it like it is. This is straight talk. Straight from KQKC Boxing. And I will be on today at 11 o'clock a.m. Be there or motherfucking be square. Alright? Now, let's go ahead and finish talking about this shit. Diaz continued to outland and outfight Farmer. He did that in the 9th. See, not much of change in the way the fight was going in the 10th. Diaz was landing well during the 11th, as Farmer seemed to be tired and unable to get off. Hell, he wouldn't sit down. Farmer was tired. Now listen now. He was tired. He was tired around the 4th, 5th round. You can tell how he was breathing. You can tell how wide his mouth was open. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Now, if you actually look at that cut on JoJo Diaz's eye, it was in a bad spot. It was under the eyebrow. It was under the brow, between the brow and the eyelid. That's a bad cut. Not only because of the size of it. Oh yeah, he gonna need staples. I'm just curious, how many staples did he have? But it's not that. It's the blood that he had to wipe away in the clinch. But a true champion will always finish. A true champion will always finish in great form. A true champion will keep on keeping on. A true champion will do what he has to do to get the W. Oh, a true champion. No matter what happens, no matter what cripples him, he deals with it and he continue on his journey. And once his journey is complete, then he deals with that setback. So this is what I call, they set him up with a setup, with a good setback by losing to Gary Russell Jr. But it was a setback that made him do a damn good comeback. That's what you need to say, big fat ass Miller. This was a setback. This was a comeback. And my hat goes off to JoJo Diaz. And with that, I am KQKC Boxing Network. If you like the content of this video stream, feel free right now to hit the bell icon. Feel free right now to subscribe to my channel. And once you did both, you will be notified each and every time I do a video stream or a live stream, like today at 11 o'clock a.m. So therefore, subscribe right now. But let me remind you. Once you subscribe, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Matter of fact, it might not even what you want to hear. But God damn it, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Oh, baby, I am KQKC Boxing Network. And I do come on Monday through Friday. And that's 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And yes, I come on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock a.m. on Fanon International Boxing. It's called OG Boxing Talk. That's right. And on Saturdays, I might do a live stream like today. And I will call the fight like tonight against Dennis Ugas. Castamore charge. We all remember Castamore, the one that Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. will never fight because he was one of the best in that era. And speaking of best in the era, I will be discussing that also. Because old media got this shit twisted. Matter of fact, they got me fucked up. Alright? So, with that, that's all I have for you. At least right now. So, with that, I'm out of here. And again, shout out to the almighty LDBC. Peace.